Hey there! Today I'm going to teach you 80% of the interior design basics that you need to know to design a gorgeous home in just 10 minutes. There is no confusing jargon here and no overwhelming rules. These are just simple, easy to follow tips that are going to give you a very stylish home and impress all your friends and family. And make sure you stick around to the end because I'm saving the #1 most overlooked design rule that can completely transform any space pretty much instantly. Have you ever walked into a room and it just felt kind of off? Like you couldn't even relax in your own living room, or maybe you were in a bedroom and it felt more like a storage unit than a cozy Zen retreat? That's because most people decorate backwards. They buy a bunch of furniture, then they buy a couple pieces of decor and throw in a rug, and then they feel like, why doesn't this room really work together, right? We've all kind of made that mistake. But here's the secret. Before you buy a single thing, you need to ask yourself, how do I want this room to make me feel? And also, what is the purpose of the room? What am I using it for? Do you want a bright and airy space for your guests, so like a guest bedroom? Or do you want something that's cozy and relaxing and a retreat? So maybe that's your bedroom or a lounge area. That's the power of designing for function first. And you also need to think about, if you love hosting, you need to make sure you have chairs and maybe having a furniture arrangement like we have here, where you're having chairs face each other for sparking conversations. And then if you want a cozy escape, you've got to have a lot of plush textures, blankets, curtains, rugs that are just soft and touchable, so that way you're going to feel cozy in that space. By the way, my name's Carrie, a designer here at Penny Modern, and we've been bringing you affordable modern home decor since 2019. Have you ever walked into a room and just felt kind of stuck because a piece of furniture is just in the way and it's just interrupting the flow of the room? Well, that is just bad space planning and layout. The secret and easy way to having a great layout and furniture placement in your room is actually to design your room around a focal point. A focal point can be a lot of different things. It could be something like a dramatic or large piece of artwork. It could be a feature that is a built-in feature, such as some beautiful built-in bookcases, or maybe it's a fireplace. It even could be a dramatic light fixture. So one thing that you definitely want to do is arrange that furniture around that focal point. If you're floating your furniture, which just means you're not shoving it against the wall and you're pulling it out from the wall, and you're having furniture pieces next to each other, it's a great rule of thumb to try to have 3 feet of space around your furniture so people can walk around it, especially if it's somewhere in the middle of the room. If your room feels really cramped because you do have a lot of furniture, or maybe you're downsizing, you definitely want to try to edit your furniture and maybe even choose some multifunctional pieces like an ottoman that has storage. Have you ever noticed that well-designed homes or even staged homes have kind of a flow from one room to the next? That is called rhythm, or some people call it cadence, and it's really where you repeat key design elements from one room to the next, or you repeat certain things like a color or a finish several times throughout the same room. For me, in this room, I have this beautiful kind of a camel brown color that I have repeated here in a pillow, another pillow, a little bit in the frame of this artwork. And that way that color is repeated throughout my room, and it makes the room feel like it tells a story, or it's almost like music where you're beating the rhythm of a drum. If you use an accent like a brass or maybe a matte black that's a metal in one room, you definitely want to try to repeat that in other rooms of your home, as well as in the same room, to give that feeling of rhythm and it really makes sense throughout the entire home. And this is a great idea too if you want to have a pop of color and do an accent color in your room. Maybe you start with your throw pillows, echo that color in your artwork, and then maybe have that color also in your rug. And that's, if you have it 3 times, it's gonna look great and it's gonna make sense in your room. And if you are thinking about doing a room makeover, I've got a great free gift for you. It's a room makeover planner and checklist. And this is a free gift to you. It'll help you plan your project, help you decide what you want to keep, what you want to get, build a budget. Download your copy today. It's at pennymodern.com/freebies. Do you ever feel stuck picking colors for your room or you're not sure where to begin? Well, don't worry, because this next rule has you covered. This is the 60-30-10 rule. And it's pretty easy to remember. You don't have to remember those exact things, but 60% of your room should be the main color of your room. So for example, in this room, I have a cream color that I use on the walls. I use it on my chairs here. I use it in the pillow, and I use it on some of my other accents. 30% of your room should be more of a secondary color. My secondary color in here is the color of this couch. That's this kind of a camel brown color. I have the couch, I have throw pillows, I have some wood accents that are my doors over there, and that is my secondary color. And then 10% of my room is actually my accent color, and that is black. So I have this black lamp, I have a black TV stand over here that you can't see, and then I have a black fixture on my light here. If you wanted to do an earthy or a very boho inspired space, you could do 60% as a warm beige, and then 30% earthy green, and then 10% would be a burnt orange accent color. So that would be a great rule of thumb for how to decorate your space and choose your colors. This next rule is all about the power of texture and layering. A room with all smooth and sleek surfaces can very much feel cold and lifeless. So for example, if I just had all this faux leather, this very smooth surface throughout the entire room, it wouldn't feel very cozy. The key to layering your room is to have a variety of textures. So you want to use some soft textures. So that would be like a linen, a velvet, or something like this, which is a faux shearling. And maybe even that's why the Sherpa has gotten so popular. Then you want to combine those nice soft textures with hard textures like wood, metal, and stone. Then you might want to have some glossy or reflective textures. So that would be like a glass or mirrors, or more of a glossy or reflective surface. If your space is feeling cold and lifeless, make sure you add some fuzzy textures like some blankets. You also could add in like a great fake leather or real leather throw pillow. And then you also could do woven baskets, and that's gonna give you so much texture and warmth to your room. If you've ever walked into a room and it felt really cramped or really empty, then chances are it's the wrong furniture sizes were selected for that room. This next tip is all about finding the right scale and proportion for the furniture in your room. So here are some golden rules to remember. Your coffee table should be about 2/3 the length of your sofa. This one is almost a little too short, but I'm gonna give myself a little bit of grace here because we still are trying to find the perfect coffee table for this room. Your side table should be about 2 to 4 inches lower than the arm of your sofa. When you're placing dining chairs, you should make sure that you have a clearance of around 36 inches around the dining table. And for rug size, you should make sure that if you're in the living room, that all of the front legs of your furniture should be on the rug, preferably the entire piece of furniture on the rug if you can afford a big enough one. And for dining chairs, if you decide to have a rug under your dining table, make sure that when you pull the dining chairs out, that the rug is big enough to have the back leg of those dining chairs still on the rug. This next one is definitely about making your home feel very personal and adding some personal touches. A good rule of thumb is to have one personal item that really means something to you in every room. So this could be something that's from a vintage shop that you really love, or it could be a piece of artwork that you really love, or maybe it's a travel souvenir like I have this little statue from my travels, and maybe that's something that reminds you of a place that you visited, and that's something you want to display in your room. As promised, this next one is that tip that I told you that is often overlooked, but it can completely change how your space feels. This next tip is all about the illuminating effect and the mood changing effect of lighting. Lighting can completely overwhelm a room if it's too bright, and it can really change how the space feels. And a lot of people only rely on their overhead light to light up their whole room. That is a definite design mistake. And this is easy to remember. Every room needs 3 types of lighting. The first one is your ambient light. That is your overhead light or your can lights. Next up are your task lightings that are for very specific purposes. So this could be like a reading lamp like we have here, or maybe a desk lamp. Next up is accent lighting. So then that could be something like a picture light. It could be LED strip lights, or maybe there's some really cool wall sconces. And if you would like even more interior design secrets, but from celebrity designers, make sure you watch this next video, which is interior design secrets to help you elevate your home and get that luxury look, but on a budget you can afford.